Today, let's address another one of the mind games that black men play to get you to jump through hoops. This one is called the silent treatment and the one word answer. Now, this usually, in every kid situation here, I try to explain what they do and then break down why they do it and what the goal is of the game so that you guys will understand where the guys are coming from. In this particular instance, what he wants to do is throw you off balance and make you feel insecure about what you've done, what you've said, how you may have injured him, so that you will get into the mode that you need to placate and, as we used to say, suck up to him because you want things to get back to the way that they were, where he was talking and laughing and you guys were having a good time. Don't think that this kind of behavior is an accident. Don't think that you did anything wrong. He's doing this bullshit on purpose because he wants to see how you're going to respond to it. What they usually do is say you're out on a date and you guys are having a good time. Suddenly he's going to get quiet, right? Just gets quiet, and you ask him a question and he gives you this look and then gives you the one word answer. Yeah. With attitude. Nah. With attitude. I don't know. That's squeezed into one syllable. And you notice, of course, you notice the difference. And you look at them and you might kind of be confused, which would be a normal response. Like, well, what happened between 2 minutes ago and now? Why are you tripping? And what you got to understand though is he just testing you to see what you're gonna take and how you handle his little negative attitude. Because the bottom line is, when you love somebody and they do something that hurts you, the goal is to communicate that and resolve the problem. The game is making the other person be in pain unnecessarily, just so you can see how they tolerate it and what they do about it. This is a way to make him feel, what he's trying to communicate to you rather, is that you're not important and that you don't exist in his world, at least right now. How in the world does you think that makes you feel? Now keep in mind, if you guys have followed along in this series, everything I'm telling you, every single game that they play is designed to control you emotionally. That is the sole purpose of all of these games. So once they get control over your emotions, of course, control over your mind, your heart, and your body often follows, because you get attached to these clowns and you want the relationship to continue as it was, which is perfectly normal. So when he throws you a curveball like this, you don't really know what to do with it. But really, really, this falls under the umbrella of emotional abuse, because it's not being done with the intent of enriching your relationship or improving communication. It's being done with the whole purpose and the sole goal of controlling you and trying to get you to do something that you probably don't want to do. But you feel like you're worthless, you're invisible. That might be a good word. That suddenly his interests lie elsewhere. I even had a guy that I went out with one time, and we went to like this restaurant bar, and they happened to have the game on. Oh, should have known better when we walked in there and saw that, because he was a real sports freak. But he had told me he was recording, the game at home. So it's like, if you're recording it at home and you know the game is on, and yet you asked me to come out and have a drink, well, why did you do that? I didn't understand his logic. Okay, so anyway, so we go when here's the game is on, and he just sat there and he tried to, just give me the one word answers, like he was just so engrossed in this game. And I just looked at him and I think, he must think I'm born yesterday. I said, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back. I went right out the door, got in my car, drove the fuck home. And it's like, that was it. I never saw him again. It's like, you're not going to play those kind of silly games with me and have me sitting here, looking out the window and looking at all the other people engaged in conversations, happy, laughing and joking. And I sit here, just looking stupid. Deb doesn't do stupid. So you can sit here and watch this game by yourself and then go home and watch your recording by yourself and be happy because I'm going to be happy at my house by myself. So, those are kind of things that you have to watch for rather. Um, and if you feel like you've been victimized in this, like you've given him a reason to withdraw from you, think again because you couldn't have done anything that quickly. So don't get depressed about it. Don't start pouting or ask him a million questions about, what did I do and why are you acting like this and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just, mirror his behavior. And you can either, if you have the patience to sit there and do something else, whip out your phone, call somebody, start texting, doing whatever it is you're going to do, laughing with your friend on the phone, whatever, and just, ignore him back. That's one way to do it. Another way is to just get up and leave like I did because you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to take that kind of behavior. The main thing you don't want to have happen is for you to sit there and feel uncertain about where you stand with him, or that something is out of your control, and that your emotions are spinning. You're questioning yourself, you're doubting yourself, you wonder what you did wrong, why he's treating you like this, what you did to deserve it, and how you must be wrong. And a lot of women will start apologizing for whatever they think it is that they did when they didn't really do anything. That's what he really wants, for you to feel like, you have to kiss his ass because he's giving you the silent treatment. Don't fall for it. Um, and really, like, if you have any concerns about what emotional abuse is, there's a video right on my channel. It's one of the early ones that I did a couple of years ago called, you know, the abusive man hiding, verbally abusive man hiding in plain sight or something like that. But you'll see it on there. It's, I think, got the most views of every video on my channel. But the main thing you want to do is just prepare yourself for this behavior and figure out how you can extricate yourself from the situation emotionally. You do not want him to get that kind of control over you. You don't want him to, think that this can be a pattern that he can use over and over anytime he wants to throw you off guard and get you in a position where you're feeling vulnerable and needy. Because what usually happens is after that, they'll start with other games. Once they figure they can trigger you to feel, weak and out of control and helpless, there'll be other games that will follow that, and he'll use the silent treatment as the trigger, and then start with some of the other games that we're going to go through, like the unreasonable demands and the what I call the fairy godfather. So I'm going to be talking about those in the next two videos. But this one doesn't really take that long to discuss. It's not that big of a deal. But just understand that if he starts giving you the one-word answers, don't fall for it. Don't go down that path of worry. Just shrug it off and laugh at him. You can tell him, I know what you're doing. It's not gonna work. I'm out. I'll check you when you figure out how to talk to me again. Because right now I'm not playing this game with you. And then just leave him there. You have got to take a stance of strength when you deal with these kind of games. You cannot let these guys manipulate you like that. Once they get you one time, it's over. Unless you pull yourself up and say, okay, I've made a mistake. I'm not going to do that anymore. But do not let this become a pattern where he triggers your emotional vulnerabilities, and you fall into the trap of bending over backwards and jumping through hoops, trying to placate him to get his attention refocused on you and to get things back to the keel where they were. It's not your responsibility to do that. He ruined it. Let his ass fix it. That's the bottom line. My name is Deborah Cooper. I am the advice columnist on survivingdating.com and askheartbeat.com. You can read lots of articles I have there on dating and relationships. I'll be back with another video in a day or so, and I'll talk to you guys then. Bye-bye.